Okay, today we go to Instagram and we're going to, I don't know why this is not going, trying to do this where we're going to, so anyway, hoping to go to Instagram today. We are on Facebook and it's all experimental, so we're all beginning. Yeah, so here we are today. I hope that after today's market crash, that people still have money to travel. Try to put some money into exploring the world rather than tariffing the world. But enough, no politics here. We're here to explore the world, not create problems in it. So at any rate, yeah, we go to all seven continents. I myself have been to all seven continents. The first continent I ever went to, besides North America, when I was 8, I arrived in Europe, in France, where I actually stayed in Europe for almost 3 years then, as my father was transferred to Germany. And instead of coming back here to the States, we spent the next 3 years when we weren't in work or school. We would drive to different countries just for the weekend. We were close enough in Heidelberg, Germany, to go to France or even Belgium, Luxembourg, or Holland. Longer trips to Spain and Greece and Scandinavia. We went all over the western part of Europe. And let me see if this is if it's possible here on Instagram. Not sure. Nope, it's not letting me do it. I'm sorry, we're not quite on Instagram yet, but we're gonna get this working. So it's like a 3 or 4 step process to get on Instagram. Unlike Facebook and YouTube, you just click and go. So um, there is. See if I can do one thing here. Well, it's a different kind of live here. Anyway, done. Okay, so we actually are live on Instagram, but it's not the same thing. And for some reason, it's showing. Okay, we're also live on Instagram, but it's not the same thing because it's not the StreamYard studio. So I think we're going to get out of that and video. So, yes, so that's it. And then the third continent I went to wasn't until I was about 21. That was Africa. I was arrived in Egypt. The fourth continent I ever went to wasn't for a few years later, when I was about 27, was Asia, when I arrived in Hong Kong, Japan, and China. The I Not long or later, when I was 28, I arrived in South America, and Venezuela was my first South American country. It was not for a long time after that, in 2015, when I went to my sixth continent of Australia. And in late 2022, I got to my seventh continent of Antarctica. By the way, in a few days, we're gonna have incredible trips to Antarctica and to the Arctic. We'll be booking Arctic trips right now. They're getting ready. The Antarctic season has just ended. The last ships are returning if they haven't already. Winter begins in Antarctica, and only scientists are there on the continent, locked down for the winter until next November. So meanwhile, the sun is rising across the Arctic. The ice is melting, and it's time to go to Svalbard, Spitsbergen, northern Lapland, and other places. I don't think we have any trips to Alaska on the in the in the Arctic Ocean there, but certainly on the in the European side. So, without further ado, I think today what we're going to do is we're going to show India. And again, I'm sorry I have to take off the cool glasses for the nerd glasses. As I said before, I have very good eyesight, but in order to run this show properly until I can do it intuitively, um, let's just see. Here, so what we're going to do is we're going to present. We're going to share screen. And today, we're going to check out India. And so we have this amazing trip here that's coming up. This is actually September to October. It's 10:30 to 11:09. Okay, so it's late October into November. That's when monsoon has ended and the weather is cooling in India. You kind of don't want to go. India right now starts getting very hot. It's it's already well over 40 degrees in the daytime in April. May gets to be the hottest month. Then the monsoon rains come late May to early June, and those go right into October. So then it's very difficult to travel. Whole parts of these of cities become underwater. It's a whole different world then. This is across the Ganges to Varanasi. And so the tour starts in Delhi on the first day. You fly into Delhi, or you come in there from somewhere else. And then you're going to go to the forts of Gwalior around there. There's lots to see in Delhi. I mean, you could just spend days there in itself. But this is going on to Madhya Pradesh's rural heartland, Gwalior to Orcha. I haven't been to that part. In back in 1991, I went from Delhi to Jaipur to Agra to let's see, from Agra. Then I went to Varanasi, and Varanasi we flew to Calcutta. Then we went down to Bhubaneswar and Puri, and then we drove down into the heartland into Andhra Pradesh and went to visit tribal areas that you can't go to anymore. I'll show you that in a video that I'm going to be putting up, relaunching again later today. So here we go on into Orchita and Khajuraho into a world of temple erotica. Wow. Okay. Might want to cover your eyes for that. Nope, I don't think so. Okay, and we're going to go in here. There's more forts and temples. It's just amazing. There's more to see in India, I mean, really, than anywhere. And I haven't been there since 1991. The population has doubled since I was there, but now you can you actually make phone calls from anywhere. You couldn't even make a phone call when I was there back then. It was very difficult. They had basically really they still had the phones where you went like that to get an operator. That's because they closed off their markets. They had very little international trade, and they didn't advance. They were still in the 1940s and 1990. But by 2000, it was a whole different story. And let's see, Bandibar National Park. So day 9, we're going, we're going the route of the Ganges, and then we come to Varanasi. You're going to see the burning ghats. That's where they burn the bodies, which is the way you move on to the next life. A simple version of Hinduism is that you begin in a low caste or even no caste, and if you are good and and perform your religious duties throughout your life, you'll get to move up to the next caste in the next life. That would be from maybe moving up from a street sweeper. In the next life, you might be a Well, let's see. You move up pretty more quickly than you could be, perhaps. Perhaps a like a builder, like a laborer, but a higher laborer. In the next case, next one, you could be a storekeeper or a soldier. Somebody really a managing member of society. And then in the final, when you move to Brahmin level, well, then it's living like the life of a Maharaja, living very wealthy and very well set. Of course, these days many people are breaking the caste mold, and through hard work and education, they rise up through the ranks anyway. Still, though, there's that stigma of the caste among some older parts of society, and then from the Brahmin level, you go into the heavens. You become godlike yourself. So and then here's a Buddhist temple, and then to Varanasi, where the tour ends. From there, you could fly on to Calcutta. Um, I don't know if they have international flights from there, but India is a place where it really helps to have a tour like this. You could do it on your own. I did too as a backpacker, and I also shot. And then while I did that, I shot a documentary there called India Incognito. I'm going to have that up again shortly. It was on Daily Motion. It doesn't seem to be there anymore. And so the cost of this is $3,504 plus airfare. So at any rate, that is India. I have a lot of stuff to show on there. Sorry, I didn't get on Instagram today. We'll be working on that. And let's see. Oh, I'm going out for sashimi tonight. I just got a notice from the restaurant reminding me of my reservation. So I think here, let me go back. Oh, and I'm going to get this trip here. You can check out this trip. No, that's not it. And so, yes, so you see the link there for that trip to India. You can go to TotalAdventure.travel and check out all the trips, all 2,600 of them. So with that in mind, I'm going to be traveling this weekend. I actually have a grandson, believe it or not, a very young grandfather, and it's going to be his 4th birthday this weekend. So we'll be up in another part of the state of Florida, that being Orlando. Be up there for a couple of days. Probably not going to do any broadcasts from there, but you never know. Maybe I could do one tomorrow. Actually going to be staying in a hotel there, so that won't be as scenic as where I am now. And so we're going to get this Instagram. We should hopefully start. I'm going to do some practice with this, and we'll be on Instagram by next week. Over and out, and enjoy your weekend wherever in the world you are, and start thinking about traveling and stop thinking about the stock market.